The LGBT community sit out at the Vatican for its latest guidance that questions the existing principles of gender identity. It was meant to tackle what the Catholic Church calls an educational crisis. Next, Saskia Taylor delves then into the reason for the sudden outrage over a stance the Vatican's held for literally ages.
Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking the Catholic Church doesn't really know what turns the public on, and you'd be right. In fact, it's just dealt a masterclass in turning people off. The Vatican has released a paper which says there are only two genders, male and female, and it's called Male and Female, He Created Them, just so there was no misunderstanding.
If we wish to take an approach to the question of gender theory that is based on the path of dialogue, it is vital to bear in mind the distinction between the ideology of gender on the one hand and the whole field of research on gender that the human sciences have undertaken on the other.
So, according to the Catholics, men are men and women are women, and anyone who sees themselves as otherwise is provocative and poses a threat to the institution of marriage and seeks to overthrow nature itself. Unsurprisingly, it's hit a low note amongst those who are outraged to find that any view on gender theory, other than theirs, of course, exists.
By refusing to engage in dialogue with LGBT people about their lived experiences or self-understanding and faith, the Vatican remains in the Dark Ages, promoting a false teaching that relies on myth, rumour and falsehoods.
So the paper's not popular, partly because it sounds like it's from the time before Christ, which it is. It's filled with quotes from the Bible, after all, and because it was released during Pride Month, the 30 days every year the world celebrates the LGBT community. Bit awkward. But wait, nowhere in the paper does it say being gay is sinful, and in fact, it condemns any discrimination and violence against LGBT people.
The number of men and women who have deep-seated homosexual tendencies is not negligible. They must be accepted with respect, compassion, and sensitivity. Every sign of unjust discrimination in their regard should be avoided.
Now, it's surely not news to our outraged friends that the Church struggles with accepting homosexuality and transgenderism. And when they do throw in their two pennies worth in it, the backlash is huge, as one bishop in Rhode Island learned when he decided to share his view on Pride Month.
A reminder that Catholics should not support or attend LGBTQ Pride Month events held in June. They promote a culture and encourage activities that are contrary to Catholic faith and morals.
Yeah, it seems the people who replied must have left the Christian value of kindness at the door.
We woke up this morning and we saw the bishop's tweet and we were honestly flabbergasted. He is like the Donald Trump of the Catholic Church, goes on Twitter and spews out hate.
My Catholic children will be attending Pride events, as this Catholic will. And, you know, my faith always taught me, what would Jesus do?
Yes.
And I know Jesus would be attending that Pride parade.
With pride.
And I also know that God is love, and Jesus is love, and love is love.
The bishop apologized and decided to spread the love. But the question begging to be asked is, why the surprise, kids? The Church isn't known for being big on reform. Is it really shocking it's not breaking its habits? Pun intended.